YouTube. Well, I wanted to tell you about a product that I've been using in my videos, and I figured that it might be interesting to some of you. Everybody's seen these little cheap infrared thermometers you can get at Harbor Freight, and I think, Lowe's and Home Depot, and probably even Walmart carries these things. And, all you do is just kind of point it, and wherever you see that little red dot, it tells you the temperature. And these are very handy. But I wanted something that took it a step further and had like a thermal imaging camera on there. So, whenever I'm reviewing these power inverters and things like that, you can find, if you've got a bad connection by pointing a thermal imaging camera. So I was on the old interweb, and I was on Amazon, and I was looking through all the thermal cameras and stuff, and I was reading a lot of the reviews, and I come across one, and I've got it pulled up here behind me, and it's the listing says Go Yo Joe 256 by 192 thermal imaging camera with dual fusion light. So I thought, it's $300. Let's try it and see if it's any good. So whenever I got it in the mail, it come in this nice box, and you can see right there, it doesn't have Go Yo Joe written on it. It says HTI. And so anyways, I opened it up, and I really didn't know what to expect. Half the stuff you get on Amazon is, it's made in China, and you don't know whether to trust it or not. But I opened it up, seen it's got a pretty nice manual. It does have this little card here, does have some Chinese writing on it, and on the other side it's English. Then it comes with a charger and just a little cable. Then this here is the thermal imaging camera, and I gotta say, I've been pretty impressed with it. I've used it in several of my review videos. I gotta say, it's a pretty neat tool to have if you've got the extra money to spend. This thing is pretty good at showing you all the hot spots, on electronics and things like that. But it also is good for, just going around your house, and you can definitely find leaks around doors and windows, and if you've got hot air coming in from like an attic, like I can go around my house and shine it up on the walls, and you can definitely tell which side of the house where the sun has been warming the outside of the house. Just by shining the interior part of the walls, you can see where the sun was hitting on the outside of the house, because that wall is still hot. And then also you can shine this thing up close to the ceiling, and you can see that it actually gets hotter as it gets higher. So it actually does work. And when I first got it, I didn't read through any of the directions. I just grabbed it, turned it on, and was going around the house just playing around with this thing. And we had a blast just going around looking at all the ways that I was losing money because the house that I'm in, it needs new windows, and this thing is really accurate at finding those leaks and stuff. But also, we took it to my girlfriend's parents' house, and they have a big field and cows and all this kind of stuff, and deer out in this big field. And so I took it outside at nighttime, and literally I could take and hold it out and turn it on, and I could see the heat image of a cow out in the field eating grass. And it was pretty interesting. We were looking for deer, just to be honest with you. We were shining this thing to see if we could spot some deer out in the field and see if it would recognize it, but we didn't see any deer. It was just all cows. But it was pretty neat to be able to see that. And another thing that I wanted to use it for was, trying to find a septic tank. The house that I live in, I don't know where the septic tank is. So I thought once it gets a little cooler outside, that I might be able to look at the ground and see if I can see a warm area. And I thought it might be good for that. So I haven't done that yet, so that's on the project list. But you can see it's got a little cover that's built in. It's got a little hinge right there, so you don't have a separate cap to go over the lens area there. So I thought that was pretty neat. So if you do turn it on and you've got it on and it's black, just lift the cap. I've done that a few times and felt pretty dumb. But anyways, the way that you turn it on is you just mash the button there, and it takes it a second. And it is It does have a rechargeable battery on the inside. It does have a good battery life. Anyways, when you first boot it up, it's pretty cool because it's got a picture of a big block Chevrolet engine on the home screen. So I think it's like a 396 or something like that. So if you're into cars and into Chevrolets, you'll like it because it might be a Chinese made tool, but I mean, I thought it was pretty neat that they put a big block Chevrolet motor on the home screen of the thing. But anyways, you can see that the screen pops up and it's got a nice little display. In order to view it properly, you have to have the lights turned off and all that. So I'm not going to really show you guys up close what the screen looks like now because it does pick up some of it, but with the lights on, it's not as good as it should be. I mean, it's made to be using this in the dark mostly. You can use it while it's light, but you know, you're not going to get the full sense of what it's capable of doing, you know, in the daytime. Anyways, it does have a feature on it, so if you see something that you want to actually take a picture of, you just squeeze the trigger here. And it says, do you want to store the photo? And you click yes, and you store the photo. It has like a little memory built into this. And so I thought that was pretty neat. And so it has a lot of different features. Now, whenever you point it at something, it has pretty much like an infrared thermometer built into it, but instead of it being like at a pinpoint, it looks at the whole picture and it tells you what is your hottest area in the screen and it tells you your coldest. You can definitely benefit with this because you can find all your hot spots. And I will say that this thing is really neat because it did help save my butt. I was an idiot. I was building a portable power station, the first one that I built, and I was doing it at like 2 o'clock in the morning and I was super tired. I'm bad for staying up late. I have insomnia, and so my mind gets to turning, and I don't know why, but I put heat shrink over a cable lug and my idiot self did not crimp it. I put this thermal imaging camera, shined it on there. I could see that wire was not making contact very good with that lug, and there was some heat in that, and I got to messing around with it. I was like, why is there a hot spot there? And sure enough, I started pulling on that wire and it come loose. It was not crimped. So the only thing that was holding it there was just the heat shrink. That was the only thing that kept it from coming apart. And so that could have caused a fire. So this thing really did save me. All right, so I went ahead and plugged in a 1500 watt space heater into this 2000 watt Samlex inverter. And I just grabbed this. You know, this is the first portable power station that I built. Just wanted to show you what I use this for. And anyways, I just go ahead and look at the inverter to see if it's hot or anything. And then what I'm looking for is down here on the wires to see if there's a loose connection. And, you know, it tells you everything. And for this to be able to show up right, I am going to have to turn the lights off. So, you know, just bear with me. I just wanted to show you what all I've got plugged into it. And I'm going to show you that it does work, and it does work really well. Now, I'm going to try to do this as fast as I can because it's already starting to get hot as balls in here with this 1500 watt heater going. So we're going to make it snappy. All right, guys. So as you can see, that is the lugs going into the bottom of the inverter, and that's some of the wiring. And you can see that the wiring is only about 82 degrees. And so it's just warm, but it's not hot. And the reason being is because I use really good quality wire. In all my builds, I use that New Concepts Colossus Flex wire. But and I also use good lugs. I use those Cellterm brand ones off of Amazon. They've always been nice and thick copper lugs. And so I've got a good connection. And, you know, I don't get a lot of heat in the wires. I oversize my wires because I think it's really important. But I just wanted to show you in this demonstration. And you can see, I mean, right there, I can stick my finger in there, and you can see that how the screen is changing colors. And it's pretty neat. I mean, there's the bottom of my finger, there's the top, and then there's my thumb. I actually have gout in my thumb right now, if you guys know what gout is. and you can see that it's showing up a little bit different right there at that joint where I'm bending it right there. But anyways, it's pretty crazy. I'm holding a little remote control right there, so you can see that the remote control is a lot cooler, and then when I touch it, it's so accurate that it leaves my fingerprint. There's my thumbprint. Watch this. Look at that. Is that not amazing? But just to show you how accurate it is, you can see that it's giving you all three temperature readings right there. And you know, it moves around whenever you move with the gun. It kind of jumps around a little bit, but it shows you, you know, your hottest and your coldest temperature. So that middle number right there, where it's got the little crosshairs, that is the pinpoint. So wherever you're pointing that tells you the exact temperature. So I just wanted to give you a quick view of this and just tell you about it. This is not a full review. I've not told you everything. It would take me quite a while to go through that whole manual and all that, but I just wanted to do just a quick review and let you know that it is a good tool. It doesn't feel cheap. I was kind of worried, didn't know if it was going to be of good quality, and I gotta say I'm really surprised. So if you guys are interested in this one, I'll put a link down in the description. Again, I am an Amazon affiliate. I'm not just trying to sell you on it. I actually use this one, and I've been very pleased with it. You know, Amazon does have a return policy. If you don't like it, send it back. I mean, you guys ain't got nothing to lose. If you're in the market for something like this, I think you'd be pretty surprised at it. You know, I wasn't expecting much, and then when it comes, it has this brand here, HTI, and it says that it's made by Dongguan Zentai Instrument Company. If that's even I don't even know if I pronounced that right, but it does have all their information on it, and it says that it's made in China in Dongguan City. So model number on this is an HT-18 plus, and the cost of it's like $300. And like I said before, you can save pictures on here, and you can also I guess transfer pictures and video to your computer with it. So that is a pretty neat feature. I haven't done that yet. This thing is definitely a really cool product just to play around with, you know, and to have if you're like an HVAC tech or an electrician, you know, testing, you know, breakers or just whatever. And you know, if you're a builder, I mean, this thing here can definitely tell you if you got, you know, leaks and all that kind of stuff. So all right, so to show you guys just how well that this thing works, my girlfriend is got my phone on a tripod, and she is holding the thermal camera right in front of it, and I'm on video here. And so I've got a remote for my ceiling fan up there. I'm going to turn this off here in just a second, and then I've got a cold glass of water right here, and you guys will be able to see, you know, my mouth will be turning bluish. You'll know where it should be like red. It'll start turning blue because it's cold, but it won't stay blue for long because it warms up pretty quick. So I know this is kind of a funny test, but anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the lights and drink some water, so bear with me. I don't know if you guys can see that. I tried to hold it in my mouth and get my mouth as cold as possible. I don't know if it's showing up on camera or not. My girlfriend's smiling real big. And don't forget, I am an Amazon affiliate. I've got a link for this down in the description. Think you guys will be very happy with it, and it is an awesome tool to have. Until next time, see ya. Please like and subscribe.